by the first findings that we made on the headquarters site itself, but their rather gloomy prognostication was that this was quite a small and insignificant find, and that the line of the Schwarm stream, which is this, would be the western end of the water table. However, I wasn't satisfied, so I came out here and doused in these woods, through these woods, and I went across the field, still finding water, until it suddenly stopped.
By now, Colonel Grattan was in the shadow of the German waterworks at Waldkneel, so close that his dreams of an independent supply seemed impossible. But he still hoped there was a division between the two fields of water. To his gratification, he found there was. He pinpointed it by dowsing from the German side.
There's a strong indication here, which is from the field of water which supplies the Waldkneel waterworks. For a long time, I couldn't find the division. So I went on like this, and as you see now, it's still going down on the... This is the Waldkneel side, and... yeah, it's not going down. Slack, quite slack. For a few paces here, there's absolutely no pull on the rod. It's quite slack. There's nothing here. And then, if I go on, and there it is. Very strong pull. Now that's the beginning of the water-bearing area which I had discovered. They did miss our patch. That's the extraordinary thing, and they missed it by so little. As you see, their waterworks are right on the very edge of our area.
30 years on, the vast Rhine-Darlen base still relies on the secure and independent supply found by Harry Grattan. The savings on German water rates run into millions of pounds. There's enough for 10,000 people, with plenty to spare. For Colonel Grattan, dowsing has a simple explanation.
It's called water divining, and there is in it an element of the divine, if you like to think of it like that. You are asking to find something, and some power gives you the power to find it. And that's how I prefer to believe it. There are more things in heaven and earth ratio than are dreamt of in our philosophy.
Danville, Vermont. In this small American town, everyone learns the mysteries of divining from an early age. In the place that calls itself the dowsing capital of the world, it's on the school curriculum.
And everybody sit down. Okay, now, all you're doing with dowsing rods is tuning in like a radio, and you're making yourself into a radio. It's very, very simple. When you are dowsing, you're trying to tune your antenna to something that you don't know the answer to. Yes. Patrick is very good at finding water. Good. Very good.
Danville's annual dowsing convention brings people thousands of miles to brush up techniques and to check out the latest equipment.
With this instrument, we can measure someone's aura by coming in on a victim where the aura comes out. It bends out. She's putting out about 8 inches of energy from her head at a time.
The dowsers believe the village green is riddled with underground streams waiting to be detected.
Whoops. Now we're over one right here. Now let's re-straighten them out again. All right. You're over another one now. See, those are beginning to work for you. Thank you.
Whether they use pendulums or rods, Convention delegates believe they can find almost anything.
I was laying flooring boards in the attic of our house. I had driven probably a couple of thousand nails, put much flooring down, and suddenly the phone lines were not working, and we guessed that we had driven a nail through the phone. But I started to check out each nail using a voltmeter, and I found that there were an awful lot of nails there, so I went and got the dowsing rods instead, and I narrowed it down to an area of probably 3 foot square. So without telling my wife, I asked her to do it, and she confirmed that it was in the same 3 foot area. But she used a pendulum to go over all the nails in there, and she picked a nail, and we circled it with a pencil. I went and got the voltmeter, and touching the nail and ground, we had 60 volts on there. We pulled the nail, and the phone system went back to normal.
Dowsers are so confident of their powers that they seldom bother to ask the fundamental question: are they just lucky, or is there a scientific explanation? My friend the magician, James Randi, tried to find the answer. In 1980, he went to Australia to challenge the diviners of the outback.
$50,000 were on offer to anyone who could unfailingly find water and metal buried in the test area. The dowsers were certain they'd scoop the prize.
It'll be the easiest day's divining I've ever had if the money comes forward. The value's roughly...
First they looked for metal. Lumps of gold and brass were hidden in one of 10 boxes. The dowsers' task was to say which box contained the metal, but in 61 tries they found it only 4 times. When the metal test